Hey everybody, this is Streetscape, and this is my recent pickups video. This is basically the longest pickup video that I've ever done, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff I have to talk about, and I hope you all enjoy. So, since I'm pretty sick, I might have to edit the video a few times because of coughing and everything else. So, yeah, with the magic power of editing, I'll get it through. So, here's one of my pickups here. This is the entire Scott Pilgrim collection booklet. It's probably about 7 volumes for it, and it's a really good book. It's very funny. There's tons of gaming references on it, and the story is just craziness. I have the downloadable game that's available on Xbox Live and PSN, and it's very fun. That's what inspired me to get this booklet. And there's tons of gaming references on it that's really funny. I mean, there's so many funny moments on this that is just addicting to read. So if you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to get it, you should just start with the first volume. And it's pretty cheap right now, so you start with the first volume. And if you like it so far, then might as well get the rest, because once you like the first one, the next one just gets funnier and funnier, and that's what I think. So, in the fourth volume, there's a gaming reference on it, and it's this. I mean, like, things like this is just unbelievably funny, and you'll see gaming references like this a lot on these series. So yeah, it's a very fun book to read. I advise all of you to read it if you like reading books and everything. Next up is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. This is a very addictive racing game. You know, a lot of people try to call it a Mario Kart ripoff, but I will say that it's more like an inspiration from Mario Kart, but they just do it differently. And they do it well. It's a very good racing game. It's very fun, very easy to pick up and play. You're not really gonna have any problems except for getting used to the course and everything, but that's a standard thing for a racing game. The power-ups are kind of weird, but I guess with a lot more, when you get used to it, it'll be a lot more fun. I love the all-star moves. Every character has like these little special all-star moves that they can do. It's like the invisibility star of Mario Kart, but just done differently. So it's a very fun game, very easy to pick up and play, and it's definitely worth the money. I think it's about $25, so you can go out and get it. It's very fun. Next up is, Fable 3. This is a very, very fun game. It's such a huge step up from Fable 2. It's so much better than Fable 2. If you want to start off a Fable game, you should start off with Fable 3, because this is the best one so far. So much improvement from the second one. For the second one, when you defeat enemies, they were always defeated, like, you'll get different types of experience if you defeat them differently. Like, if you shot them with a gun, you get like accuracy points, or if you use magic, you get like magic points, and if you did melee, you get like these melee points. So it's all like different types of orbs that you will get. So the problem with that is, whenever you defeat an enemy and the orbs come out, they don't just directly come to you. You have to hold the right trigger in order for all the orbs to go to you. So what's frustrating about this is, if you go to like a really hectic battle and you got like tons of enemies on the screen, you're not going to have time to consume those orbs. And what makes it worse is that the orbs diminish over time. So if you do like a huge melee attack and a huge orb comes out and you're not able to absorb it because of all the enemies surrounding you, then the orb starts to diminish into a smaller experience, and that just gets frustrating. On here, Fable 3, whenever you defeat an enemy, it doesn't matter how you defeat them, with magic or guns or whatever. Whichever way you defeat them, you get orbs that go directly to you. And the way that these work is that they don't add up together like they did on Fable 2. They all pretty much add up. They all pretty much add up themselves. So you don't have to be like, okay, well, you don't have to do the math basically and be like, yeah, if I got 10 orbs for melee and 10 orbs for magic, then I can get this. It doesn't work like that. It's all just individual stuff. So that works a lot better, and you don't have to hold the right trigger to make the orbs come to you. And the other problem was the online on Fable 2. Fable 2 had such a very bad co-op online. The camera was fixed. You didn't have any control of the camera whatsoever, and you basically had to depend on your partner to pretty much join with you all the time. So what's really a huge problem about this is that if there's a ton of enemies around you, and let's say one enemy is more dedicated to range attacks, and he has a gun or whatever, he uses his gun more than the sword or whatever, you have to defend on your teammate to get closer to you in order to get to that enemy. So that's very frustrating to do. On here, Fable 3 is so much better. With online, you have free control over the camera, and that was my main problem with Fable 2 and its online, was that you didn't have control over the camera. On Fable 3, it's like single player on Fable 2, except in an online game. So you have full control of the camera, and it works very well. So it's a very fun game. I really advise you to get it. If you liked Fable 2, you'll love Fable 3. And that's all I have to say. It's a very good game. Next up, Halo Reach. I really have not put time into this game. I think I'm still like what, like 3rd level? I think I'm still a sergeant or whatever it's called. I really haven't put in a lot of time in this game, but it doesn't mean it's not a fun game. I just haven't put a lot of time into it. But yeah, it's very fun. It's a huge step up from Fable. I was gonna say Fable 3, Halo 3. A huge step up from that. And yeah, get your own created character, have your own special suit of armor, and your own created colors and abilities and all that stuff. And it's a very good shooter. So I advise you to get this. Next up, I have The Blob, which I gotta show you the disc because I have the used one. So yeah, very fun game. It's very creative. What's cool about this game is that you're surrounded in like this city that's basically colorless. There's no color around you, and you have to collect these little spray nozzles. Well, it's like a spray paint nozzle thing. And you collect them. You paint the town. You paint the entire city with these colors and everything. It just looks great. The music works so well in the game that if you have any type of color, it all reflects on the music. So if you have one color, it'll be if you have blue, it'll be a piano. If you have red, it will be a guitar, or things like that. And it's very creative, and it blends in with the music very well. I'm probably like halfway done with the game, but it's very fun. It's very easy to play. It's very challenging too. There's some good challenges in this game as well. So there is a sequel that's going to be, I think it's going to be on all consoles right now. I think it's going to be on Wii, PS3, and 360, I think. So I'm going to be looking out for that one. It sounds really interesting. Next up, Bayonetta, a very fun combat game. A very fun hack and slash, to be specific. You play as this lady, she's a witch, and she uses all these powers and guns and everything. It's just perfect. The combat for it is very fast paced, and that's what was kind of that's what I didn't like about Devil May Cry 4, was that the combat was a little bit too slow for me. But this is a little bit more fast paced, and it does the job very well. The story is pretty interesting. I'm in an interesting part in the story too, so I can't wait to see what happens next. It's a very fun game, very easy to pick up, and just start mashing buttons with. And it seems like the combat is going to get a lot more complicated because it's starting to get more complex. So I can't wait to see what happens next. You get all these new moves and everything. It's just perfect. So I got this for about $20 on Amazon. So I think you get it cheaper at GameStop now. I think it's $18 plus tax. So yeah, I think it works very well. It's a very fun game.